Let's see if this is working. Don't know if anyone else is in yet. Anyway, hello. This video is probably going to be a bit dull to begin with. There's a couple of people saying they're going to join it, but I may have messed up and not been able to. I don't know if I've added them or what now. Let's have a look. Anyway, let's just get started. If I take my phone out of my pocket, see why it's beeping. This is probably going to be a bit weird, so there's probably going to be about 2-3 minutes. It'll be skippable at the start here. That was just a message from someone who's going to come on my show. Not this show, my podcast. It's a kind of a weird video to do because when you're waiting on people coming in, and you don't want to start showing what you got at Comic-Con and then have to start again. If you bear with me, I'll just see if there's... Copy that. That didn't work. Oh, that's not what I meant. Public. There we go. Right. Didn't work either. Try that. Jesus. This gets a bit... There we go. Anyway, let's just get started. Sorry about the hold up at the start there. A little bit of house cleaning, I guess, whatever they call it. It's just some comics I get every month. So it's just what I picked up en route to Comic-Con. Fade Out number 7. Not read it yet. Not had the time. I've been absolutely mobbed this week. Alien vs Predator number 3 of 4. I'm glad this is only one issue away from the end. It's getting a bit not very good. Masks 2 number 3, which I missed last month. It's a pretty cool book. Number 4. It's got all type of characters I like to collect in it, like Shadow and stuff. So just put that there then out. So on the way into Comic-Con, you got a goodie bag full of stuff. There was a magazine which is kicking about somewhere, which I could probably get. Hold on a second. Ba-dum-bum. And so we got this 3, which is Stardust, which usually goes for best part of £5. Whatever. So we get that. We get this awesome local comic, The Heller Ale. Jack Lovian and Alan Brown. So I'll bring it out. So I'll show you some of the art inside. It's a really cool book. On the back, it's here, Black Hearted Press. Check them out online. Great little company. They run the Glasgow Comic Con. There's some more of their titles on the back. That's by Shah Nazir. He is basically the owner of the company, runs Comic Con. That one I've read before. Maximum Allen, that's a good book as well. So that was the freebies. I'm thinking this is going to be I think I've asked this up in a way that I can't actually add anyone, but we'll just go with it. Screw it. I was wanting to finish my Death Sentence run. I had the first 3, and Death Sentence London has just come out, which is the second series. So I got the first one out. Bloody Forbidden Planet didn't have issue 2 in when I went this week, which was pissing annoying. But before I can really start reading it, I had to pick these up. So issue 4, issue 5, and issue 6 by Montenegro. Awesome. Will be at some point on the podcast in the future. Let's see if I can arrange these in the bloody order they're supposed to be in. Would be helpful. Right, so my wife decided she wanted to start reading the Miss Marvel comic. Now, my wife doesn't read comics. I think she's maybe read 2 in her life, and one of them was, well, I've known her, which was a Doctor Who, because she's a big Doctor Who fan, so I thought, give her the Doctor Who comic to read, maybe help her into the comic culture type thing, but I don't think she was particularly... I think the one I got her was a bit shit, so she wasn't too happy about it. So I have a bunch. I had a bunch of ones missing from my run. I'd been reading it digitally, and getting the odd issue here and there. So anyway, I have 1 and 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 16. I have maybe 2 or 3 missing from the run, but it's most of the way there. Welcome aboard to whoever it was that just joined. I went with the intention of upping my Fantastic Four run. I'm getting issues 150 through 400 as my goal. But I only saw 3 for the price I wanted to pay. I was getting all these for about £1. I think the dearest issue I got, obviously that, I would have paid full price because that's just out. But these were all like £1, £2. I think the other ones I paid the most on. Because they were there, so I picked them up. But all these were like £1 at most, these ones. And I have a whole lot of ones I was getting 3 for £1. So anyway, I got 236, which was an issue I've been looking for a while. There was folk wanting £5 for this on eBay. I'm not paying £5 for it. I got that for £1. I got shiny covered 375. Shiny, 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 shiny. Do you remember when that was a big phase? That shiny cover stuff. Another shiny cover 387. Ooh, that's quite effective, I suppose. I was slagging it off there and I actually quite like it. Here we go. So I was wanting to finish my Warner Ellis run on Moon Knight. I had issue 1. At the time they came out, I was getting too many books. I couldn't actually warrant picking it up. But let's see if I got these in the wrong order. I have put these in the wrong order. And people wonder how I put together a podcast with celebrities on it. So I got number 2. Again, I think these were £1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Sorry, my hand's all over it. Number 5. And number 6. Won't let the windy. Good go. So that was those ones. The rest are all free for £1 books. So let's see. Here's first ones. As it's free for £1, it was like 50p each are free for £1. You know, it's like get one free, so I might as well pick it up. So I picked this up, which I probably wouldn't have in other circumstances, which is Indiana Jones and the Tomb of the Gods, 1 of 4. Unfortunately, I couldn't see 2 through 4, so I only have the first one out, so I'll be looking for them. And I've added to my run on the Demon. I have 21. Not a big fan of that cover. Prefer this one. Number 7. That's an awesome cover. I really like the Alan Grant run on the Demon. I have comics that are signed. One's signed by Alan Grant. I'll be showing them in a minute. I picked up The Kitchen number 1. A lot of people really liked this when it came out. I didn't pick it up. As I say, I was picking up too many books at the time. I was cutting back. So to get it in the 3 for £1 was pretty cool. So that was quite an inappropriate placing for my finger there. Sorry about that. Also picked up Knights of Pendragon number 1. I had these as a kid. Absolutely loved Captain Britain. So Knights of Pendragon number 1, Knights of Pendragon number 2. That was also either run or otherwise I'd have come home with about 50 of them. Books have a mind of their own. I'm going to have to shift them somewhere. Oh, there you go. Some more 3 for £1 ones. Stan Lee Meets the Thing, because why not? It's 3 for £1. They're cheap, so might as well get them. I used to have tons of kitchen sink with Eisner's The Spirit, and I always look for it, but they're always going for way too much money. So anyway, I picked this one up. It's written by Darwin Cook. It's got Dave Stewart art on it. So Spirit number 6. I'm going to try and get that series if I can get it cheap. But I'm also going to try and get some more of the kitchen sink ones from back in the day. I also picked up Bulletproof Monk number 1, Tales of the BPM. Because why not? It might be good. It might be shit, but you never know. I also picked up Clive Barker's Next Testament by Mark Miller, which keep in mind for later. That was number 2. I also picked up number 5. I don't know. I think it's 12 issues was in that run. So I'll probably pick up that whole series. I like Clive Barker, so. So more free for £1 ones. Green Llama, Black Terror, #1. 2 characters I quite like. I like the old school type characters. Shadow, #1. This is from 1987. Cool cover. If I can get the light to not shine on it. There you go. Green Hornet Annual, #1, Kevin Smith. You'll see a trend here. All these characters appear in the Masks series, which is pretty cool. Some more 3 for £1. I think I'm actually almost through my set here. So I've got this issue, but when it's 3 for £1, then why not pick up an alternate cover? And it's the Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive cover. So that's pretty cool. And I picked up, because I have issue 1 and I think I have issue 3 of this. So I've got 2 of 4 on Manhattan Guardian and 4 of 4. Only picked up when they're cheap because they ain't worth the paper they're printed on. But I just want to finish the run. So on to my signed comics. So at the Comic-Con, wait a minute, I think I've got a question. Nope, okay. At the Comic-Con, Mark Miller was there. Who else was there? Sean Phillips, and as I said before, Alan Grant. So I got Mark Miller to sign my War Heroes #1. I'll try and see if I can get the AC signature. War Heroes #1. And he signed my Jupiter's Legacy #1. And coming back to the Mark Miller from earlier, I got me sign the #1 at that, which was pretty funny. I actually sent my wife up with this, so hopefully she won't see this video, but it was a rib. I just wanted to see what would happen, because I'm a bit of a dick, to be honest. So he signed it, he thought it was funny, so that was cool. Sean Phillips signed my Fade Out #1. He was a really cool guy, took a lot of time chatting away to everyone in the queue, which was awesome. And the always great Alan Grant signed my Demon #17. I really like that cover, I always have. If you've not read his run on the Demon, you should pick it up. It's a really underrated series. So that's everything I picked up at Comic-Con. Let's have a look if I can actually get these to come back over the desk. So it was a pretty sizable amount. I think all in, I spent about 30 quid, something like that. So it wasn't an incredibly high amount of money for the amount of books I got. It was awesome to get this for free, though. You should really check out Black Hearted Press. They do some amazing books. So, in other news, this week's been crazy with interviews and stuff for the podcast. So let's have a look. Do you keep them in the cover or put them in another clear case? I keep them in these. They are Comic-Care bags and boards. That's what I use, and I keep them in short boxes. I don't really have the spare money to go out and get like the hard case ones and stuff. But as long as you replace comic care bags every, 5-6 years, it's fine. I think I have comics in there that have been in bags for 7 years, and the bags still look new. So as long as you keep them in what I found anyway, as long as you keep them in a very, dry, a cooler type place. You don't want them being too warm. You don't want them being in sunlight. All that type of stuff obviously affects your books. You don't want them getting wet. So I've got mine up on top of my wardrobe. I've got a row of short boxes going along the top of it. I'm actually running out of room. I think I need another short box at some point for some of my new ones. But yeah, so thanks for that. What's this say? I don't know if that was... Oh, yeah. So that was from Kat Lee, so thanks for that question. What was I going to say? Yeah, so there was a lot of people there kicking about, artists and writers. A lot of the small press creators in Scotland were there, which was cool. My friend Jim Stewart was there with his Ganja Man comics, which was pretty cool to see. There probably wasn't as many big name artists and writers as usual, but it's quite a small con. It's all just about comics. You don't get actors there. You don't get stuff that's nothing to do with comics. So it's kind of like a comic mart with people signing and panels and stuff going on, which is why I like the Glasgow one. I'll be hitting the MCN in Glasgow. I think that's September as well, so I'll probably come back with a few more comics from there. One of my other questions was, will I have more comic creators appearing on my podcast? Yeah, Sean Michael Wilson, who writes manga out in Japan. He's from Edinburgh. He comes on in a couple of weeks' time. Pat Mills was this week. It's a two-parter, so this week and next week. It's up on iTunes as we speak. Pat's a really cool guy. I talked to him for about 2 hours. It's I think 90 minutes was the interview, and then we talked for about half an hour after it, so it was pretty cool. There's a bunch more I'm in talks with, but it's just finding a time that suits their schedule. Who else have we got coming on? The comedian Craig Campbell. It's a Canadian stand-up comedian. He's really funny. He's touring with Frankie Boyle. For anyone in the UK will know who that is. He has funny stories about when he was doing stand-up with Jim Carrey and stuff, so it's really cool. We had a pro wrestler on, Colt Gunner. He was in Impact Wrestling, just left it. So he's talking about his career, his time in the Marines, movies he's been doing, stuff like that. So that was quite good. So I think for the next 4 weeks, the interviews are done. I did three interviews in like 2 days this week, which was a killer after Comic-Con, so it was like no sleep. My novel, I've got a third of it left to write, and I've given myself Halloween is the launch date for it, so I really need to kick up the arse to get that finished in time. So hopefully having a couple of weeks without having to organise any interviews will help. Let's have a look. I'm not very good at getting to all these questions that have come up. So it's asked if I go to, if how many cons do I go to in the year? Usually just the Glasgow one. There's one in Edinburgh which is actually closer to me, but I don't usually go to it. It's a fairly quiet one, and from what I've heard, it's not quite as good as the Glasgow one. I would go to it if the tickets were cheaper. I've went to the comic march and stuff in Edinburgh. There's a couple I'd like to go to. See what this MCN one's like in Glasgow. See if I ever want to try the Birmingham one or that, or one of the ones in London. San Diego's obviously the goal at some point, but I don't know. I don't know if my wife would put me getting dragged around San Diego Comic Con for a couple of days. Let's see. Yeah, there was questions coming up when I was doing the comics. What's this one? What do I think of the fade out? I think fade out's awesome. I don't know how far back down the. Well, there's number one of it that I got signed for Sean Phillips, obviously. I think it's a great comic. It's finishing up at the end of the year. We found out Sean Phillips was doing a talk at Comic Con and was saying it's finishing up. I think he said November, December time. So it's like 12 issues is how far it's going. He was talking about how the exclusive deal him and Ed Brubaker have with Image Works, that they can basically do any comic they want and Image have to bring it out. So they were talking, he's talking about doing a romance comic, and what was the other comic he was talking about? Ed Brubaker wanted to do a science fiction comic. So that'll be the next two. And what was it? One of the previous comics they're bringing back for a second run. Was it Incognito? Criminal, maybe? I think it might have been Criminal. Might be it. And just checking. I have to go out and back into the Q&A bit for the new questions to pop up. I don't know what's wrong with it. Question was, do I buy a lot of independent comics in Scotland? Yeah, there's a massive comic book community in Glasgow. There's a lot of good comics coming out of there. Probably in the States, you might have heard of Royal Descent by John Farman. His Scully the Damned run is really, really good. Laptop Guy, Maximum Allen. This was good, so hopefully there's more of this coming. There's a lot of good books. There's a lot of bad books, but you've got to expect that. But for the most part, they're really good. I go to the meetings, the Scottish Cartoonist Society meetings, so I hang out with a lot of the creators. Maybe it's basically an excuse to get drunk on a Thursday night, but it's fun. I was out, was it yesterday? It was either yesterday or the day before. There was a signing in Edinburgh and Deadhead Comics, so I was out hanging around with my mate Jim. We was signing and doing pictures and sketches and stuff, and John Hayward was up. He's a really good artist as well, and David Alexander was there, so it was pretty cool. Let's see, is there any other questions? Looks like no. So one thing I'll say about the podcast is anyone that will be watching this that's downloaded it and stuff, it was really cool. We've been doing really good numbers recently. The last one was a Q&A with me because my guest fell through. But the download numbers for it were still really strong, which was quite cool. Those questions came in after the fact, after I'd recorded it, that I didn't get the answer, which I felt a bit crappy about. So I'll probably put up I might do a blog post on the blogger page about answering them, or I could probably answer some of them now to kill some time. If I got them written down anyway. Here they're here. One of them was, well, I've already answered that one really, when my book's coming out, hopefully Halloween time. If I ever tried to write my own comic series, yeah, I have tried to write my own comic series. I got screwed over by the artist. He strung me along for about 5 months, saying he was almost finished, and then told me he couldn't actually do the sequential art the way it should be. So you live and learn. What else? Try to remember what ones I actually answered. I didn't tick them off, which would have been the smart thing to do. Will I ever be doing an interactive episode of the podcast? Yeah, I'll, at some point I'll do a Google Plus Hangout episode, because I can just rip the audio from that and put it up on iTunes. It depends who I'm interviewing, if they have access to that, and if it's at a time of day where there'll be people to watch it and put questions in. But yeah, don't see why not. I'll probably, I might try that with Monty Nero, who does the death sentence books. I know he's on Google Plus, so might do it with him. Or some of the, I had the, can't even talk. I was going to interview a couple of people who make their living doing YouTube videos. I was going to interview some of them, so I might do that with them. Would make more sense. I could also put the video up on the channel. What else? I got a lot of comic book related questions. So for the people that watch the podcast that don't know me as a comic book collector, I think that was a little bit weird. But this one is Marvel or DC. Marvel for me, just what I read as a kid, so it's what I stuck with. Marvel or Image. At the moment, probably Image. I seem to buy more Image books than Marvel. This one is by someone I know, so I'm guessing they sent this question in purely thinking it was helpful. When and where will they be able to buy my book? Hopefully in bookstores. I'll be doing, it's kind of a print on demand type deal, but it gets a certain amount of units get sold to bookstores, and they get taken to libraries and all that. So it'll go on the catalogue for bookstores. So if people request it, bookstores will be able to get it in. The main place to probably buy it will be Amazon, and I'm hoping on the blogger page to set up a little shop to sell them. So that'll be pretty cool. On the blogger page, I'll sell them signed if people want them signed. They probably won't add value to them in any way. I imagine it might devalue it, but it's what offers do. Oh, another question. Yeah, these are little film sales. So these ones here are from the Marvel movies. So Iron Man, Captain America 1, Thor 1, Hulk. That one's Dark Knight. And that one over there is Green Lantern. I'm not a fan of the Green Lantern movie in the slightest, but it was like a set my wife got me. I think they may have been my wedding present from my wife. Yeah. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I think I'll be wrapping this up because I've spouted on for a while. I don't actually know how long this is recorded. It'd be nice if it told you somewhere. Nice. Someone wrote "Go fuck yourself" in the chat. That's awesome. You have a nice day too. And I will see you guys in the next one. That was my Glasgow Comic Con comic haul. Sorry about the delay at the start when I was fannying about, basically, and the drivel I've spoken afterwards. But I will see you in the next one. Cheers.